Hey everyone, welcome to the video on the S&P 500. I'm going to talk about a couple different things here. I'm going to talk about the trend, which we have been tracking for a while now. But I also want to talk about something that one of our guys on the Discord brought up, which is the Warren Buffett indicator. So basically I want to talk a little bit about that as well and see where things are potentially going from there. Before I get into any of this, of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. All right, so we've been keeping an eye on this. We had a pullback yesterday. That was a dip for buying, in my opinion. We are approaching our highs. Now we haven't gotten there yet. But we're getting close, right? So, we've got our high, which we have been keeping an eye on up there at 33.9750. What I think is actually happening here, let me just kind of zoom out just a little bit and just take a look at the current wave that we're currently playing inside of. We have, a nice 1, 2 here. We can plot the subdivision if you'd like, but a nice 1, 2. And then I think what we've got is a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish this move. Obviously this move was something that did finish because we have a correction here. We had a nice strong correction. This dip was for buying. I don't know if any of you guys took the trade, but that dip was for buying. Now what I can see here so far, I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit now that we've gotten this. So obviously that was a 3 going down. We completed the 4 and now we're working on the 5, if this is actually, if that was a completed ABC correction, and it looks like it was. So what I can see here, I see a 1, 2, and then what I can count here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, go into the 4, and then we're working on this 5, okay? So we're working on our last move, our last leg up of this first wave, okay? So this last leg up, we're finishing this move, going to make its way up here to almost all-time high. Maybe it does penetrate, maybe it does go higher, maybe it does overextend, but we are approaching resistance. It's very obvious that we are approaching resistance. And what's going to happen here, let me just tell you guys what's going to happen. We're going to get up there and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be trying to short this test of the all-time high. And when you get a test of this all-time high, it probably will pull back. But what's going to happen is you're going to get all of these people that are going to be thinking that they're a genius, thinking that they shorted the top, and that they are going to make millions as this thing goes down. It goes crashing back to 200. Or if you're looking at the ES, at the E-mini futures, going down to 2,000. I don't think that's going to happen. We've been talking about this for a while, so you guys know what my thoughts and opinions are on this. So what I think is happening here, I think this is a 1 and working on a little 2 and then working on the 3, 4, 5 to get us up here into this zone. I'm thinking it's going to go to 33.90 to 33.95. I don't think we're going to quite make it up this high. We made a good test here and we got a good rejection. I think we make another test here and we get a little bit of a rejection as well, because this was the 3 and we retraced down to the 4. Now I think we're working on a 1 and we're going to retrace to the 2. Now are we going to get down here to 33.64? I don't know. Are we going to get down here to 33.50? I don't know. Maybe we get down here to 33.47 to 33.50. Very possible something like this happens. But all these people that short up here are not going to be smart enough to close their positions when we come down here. I think we are going to get a pullback when we make a test of this, but I think it's going to get bought up and I think it's going to go higher. What it kind of looks like it's in the process of being created right now, like right now. We are in the process of creating a potential inverted head and shoulders, which is a continuation in the format that we are currently seeing right now. So let me just get this just to kind of show you. We've got a shoulder, we've got a head. Now we are going to likely be working on this shoulder here, which is going to take us back here to this 50. Now, assuming this does come up here, we make this pullback, I think we start to see a continuation to the upside. So you just have to be real careful. If you're going to short up here, because I do think we will get a pullback, you're going to want to close that around here because I don't think this is it. I don't think this is it. I want to talk for just a moment about the Buffett indicator. Okay. People are talking here about the Buffett indicator, and I just want to make sure that you guys can see that. It's not showing you the numbers over to the right, but essentially, I'm going to try and illustrate it for you up here. When we're up here, this was when the ratio of our global GDP versus global stocks was 120 to 121 or 122%. So that is basically stocks are worth more than the GDP at a global scale. But also realize that people are talking about this, and back here is where we are kind of today. All right, this was in 2006, the end of 2006. But what happened? We went higher. We inflated the bubble. Then we had our extreme deflation. Okay, so we also saw this up here where we kind of approached this zone. We went higher in 2018 before we went back. We didn't really go back very far. Same thing with this year. We really didn't go back that far. We went down to, 80% ratio. Okay, now here we are up here again. I can honestly see this thing going higher again. See, talking about inflation, we can see this go higher. Now, the higher it goes, the further it will go down. I will say that. But for right now, I don't see any reason to go and sell everything. Okay? I don't see that as a reason to sell everything right now because we can still see this thing tick higher. We went back here in 2017, 2018, right here. We saw this thing dip back, but it bounced up again to about 106. Okay, then we came back to 80 over the course of a year, then went back up to 100 over the course of a year, then we dropped back down to 80, and we're working our way back up within the year. So we have volatility. There is no doubt about it. We've got volatility in the market. I can see this thing popping up another 5, another 10 points from where it currently is. So yeah, the warning signs are there, but that doesn't mean that we are going to fall tomorrow, right? Just because this thing popped up above 100% today does not mean that we are going to just fall off the face of the earth tomorrow. Pullbacks are certainly going to happen. And as we're watching this on the S&P, we're doing some pullbacks. This is probably a 1, 2. We're going to be working on 3, 4, 5. Maybe we'll go a little bit higher based on what we see right here. If this is a 1 and we're pulling back for the 2, as long as we don't violate this low back here at 33.64, I can see this thing continuing to make an attempt for an all-time high on SPY, or in this case, the E-mini futures. I can see this happening. And honestly, this pullback is going to be a dip for buying. It's going to be another dip for buying. We saw this dip back here. It got bought up big time, right? I can see a dip for buying. And I think, again, we've talked about this. I can still see us making our way up to 3,400 to 3,700, maybe even as high as 4,000. Again, we've talked about this in prior videos. If you'd like to see the artifacts for that, please feel free to go and take a look at those. But just kind of putting this into perspective, the dip from yesterday, minor in the grand scheme of things. Yes, it was a dip. We pulled back where we look like we want to go higher. Tag this median line again. This is sitting up here at 3,480, almost 3,500. That's kind of where my target is for this fifth wave. We're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see how things go. But for right now, I think we're going to get up here. I think we're probably going to get a rejection, but I don't think it's going to go further down below. Again, looking at this inverted head and shoulders, looking here at 33.50, maybe it doesn't go that low, but 33.50 to 33.50 to 33.45 is a likely area for you to see, a bit of a reaction to the upside. If this is going to be a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders, a continuation pattern, in this particular case, it's not a reversal in the form that it is creating. Again, I can see this thing making a move to the upside. And let's just go ahead and measure this. So if this is an inverted head and shoulders, what is our upside target? Well, let's just take a look at our range expansion. If we take it from the bottom, we go all the way up here to the top, right? Our measured move to the upside, let's just see where we land. Let's see if this makes sense. Our measured move to the upside is going to be 34.40. And this doesn't really match up with any kind of technical target that we have looked at, but one way or another, this is going to be taking us up there. The 50% expansion at 3,400, which is also where our algo target would kind of be for a move up here. So it still looks good. Honestly, the market still looks good today. Area of invalidation for me is going to be a violation of these lows back here. So this right here, if you're bullish on SPY, this area right here would be an area of concern. If we violate 33.20, if we get down and violate 33.20, I would be worried. If you want to be a little more conservative, well, then you can pull this up just a little bit more. We'll go ahead and say, all right, well, maybe you want to take it up here to 33.26. If you want to be even more conservative, you can totally do that. You've got this pivot right here to pay attention to, which actually got touched twice, right there at 33.48. 33.48, 33.50 seems like a good place for you to be concerned if we breach that. So for right now, I do think we make another push up. Maybe it'll happen overnight. Maybe we pull back overnight. Maybe we consolidate. But one way or another, I think that we're going to be making a push for this week, based on what I see here. I think the next couple days we're going to see 3,400, and then from there we get that rejection. Maybe it depends on where we reject. That's where we're going to determine where our pivot point's going to be. We're going to be looking for a pullback to the 382 or the 50. I don't think we get as far low as the 618, although the 618 is going to be your high probability bounce target. So just keep an eye on that. I had a question that was just posed to me on the Discord, and I want to address the question. And by the way, okay, actually I've got two questions that I have to answer. But if you want access to the Discord, throw a comment in the YouTube chat and I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. The first question, why do I trade the stock market when I can go all in crypto? I like to diversify, I like to spread, and so I've got money in both places. And I've got other reasons which I can't publicly discuss on the YouTube video why I trade stocks, but diversification, that's where it's at for me. How often do I make SPY videos? I don't like to do them very often because they are not very popular. I've got 6 people watching right now, and we topped out at 7 people. They're just not very popular videos, so I don't do them very often. I'd love to do them more often if they become more popular. If you want me doing SPY videos more often, you've got to get more people interested in these videos. Like, I am built on the crypto space, but I have started to open a window to the stock market through my channel. So I'm not in it to make money off these videos, right? I don't do ads or anything like that, and I probably never will start doing ads. I am also not in it to be like, some of the bigger YouTube personalities. I'm a very dry guy. I'm just not in it for the fame and fortune that some of these other guys are, like Crypto Kirby or Crown's Crypto Cave, all these different people. I'm not in it to be like that, right? Honestly, I'd prefer to be small. I prefer not to have a huge following, because then I become a target. I don't want to become a target, but I do want to help out whenever I can. So I guess maybe that's the answer. If these videos become more popular, I'll be more than happy to do more videos on the stock market. Just historically, this haven't been really popular. So I do try and keep it, I try and keep it with crypto. We're talking about Bitcoin, talking about other altcoins, things like that. But because of my personal interest that I have in the stock market, that is the reason why I do these stock videos. So yeah, and let's see here. All right, I think that's it. I think that's really all I wanted to discuss. I do think we're going to make our way up to our highs. I think we get a pullback. Ultimately, I do think that potential is there for an inverted head and shoulders continuation pattern, which would take us up a little bit higher. But yeah, as I've already said, if you like these videos, like, subscribe, share, and all that. If you want access to the Discord, just throw in a comment in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. And of course, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening.